the funding comes from, in the experience that I've seen so far, the level of effort to get this done can be relatively cheap compared to a lot of other enterprise security initiatives. For example, and I got a question for Cassie about this that I'll come back to in a minute, about how it looks to make the ask and what it looks like across the enterprise, because here's what I'm seeing. In one large client we're working with, where they have many business units and each business unit has dozens or hundreds of its own applications. What is the governance and what is the choke point where you can insert this requirement for it to get done? So in a lot of large organizations, there's different, I'll say, maturity levels of how they govern software development. And here's an example of that. Maybe for each of the 500 app teams out there that you have, there's 500 pipelines, okay? Or maybe there's an intentional effort and a roadmap that says we've got 500 for our 500 app teams, but in 18 months, we're gonna have 300 pipelines. And then, and at some point, we're going to get down to 5 blessed pipelines. And in those 5 blessed pipelines, we know exactly how to easily, with little friction and maybe even little cost, generate an SBOM. Or we could go door to door across the 500 app teams and get each of them to do it their own way. Probably not the best way. So what we're seeing at large clients is that they have an intentional effort underway to make uniform the dev environment and the pipelines they use, and insert the software that usually open source to generate a what we'll call compliant SBOM, or something that meets our expectations today.